want to get rich inside of Jailbreak and get inventories just like these ones, on today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So first off, we're going to go ahead to Trading Island. Okay, now we're in trading. I'm going to start off with tip number 1. And this one's pretty obvious, is to just write what you're trading up here. See, this guy has a tiny toy. I would also recommend checking other people's inventories when you go into a trade with them. So I would offer for their tiny toy. Oh, they would offer for my tank. Okay, all right, they're going to do jet for tank. This is actually a good trade, and you can get trades like this a lot. Just a simple 1 mil swap for higher demand 1 mils. So this person has a drone, and I could swap the jet for their drone. Either this guy just has a pickup in Model 3. We definitely don't want to trade this guy, so I'm going to decline. Another tip is to grind like tons of cash. Then you can buy with that cash concept cars or 1 mil vehicles and trade them for stuff like limiteds. If you have enough of them, you will find people that will do those kinds of trades. So make sure to go watch that video if you want to know how to get millions super quickly so you can get really cool stuff in trading. Next tip is never ever trade for duped items and rarely trade for low value or low demand items. Low demand items, you can never really get their value and they usually drop. If you're going for every single vehicle in the game like me, you're eventually gonna have to get some. The vehicles I wouldn't recommend trading for right now are Beam. Torpedo, I don't know where it's at. It seems to be stabilizing, but it's still not the greatest of demands. I don't know about Arachnid, because Arachnid was dropping, but I've heard certain people say it's rising. And the Beignet, I would also say stay away from for now. And the cars I would recommend trading for are the Power One, the Banana Car, Celsius. Also, I forgot to mention the Icebreaker also isn't doing very well right now in demand. Another tip here is to try always offer for whatever they have. Even if it's trash items, try underpay slightly. It may not be a big W, but you could get some small Ws. And even trading for small vehicles, whether they be non-limited or limited, in time you can get enough of those to trade for some big thing. So I would still recommend doing those small trades. As we can see, I got a jet for drone trade. I'm pretty sure drone is a higher demand, so I'm going to do this. And sometimes you can even get trades where they will overpay for the 1 mil vehicle. Say you're trading a drone and they put in a Volt bike and ads because they really want the drone. You can find those trades pretty often. Next tip I have is to always use the server hopping feature. That is if you have the Game Pass for it. You go over here and walk into this yellow thing. You will see you can change the server that you're in. So I want to join this server right here and click join and it will teleport me to a different server. Now before we get on to the next tip, if you are enjoying the video, I'd really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe. It helps out the channel a ton and it helps you out if you want to see more content just like this. I would recommend doing this if everyone in the server doesn't have the stuff that you want or you're just not getting good trades. Next tip is to use a values site like JB Values. This is the one that I find is the most accurate. If you think there's a more accurate one, leave it down below and I'll check it out. But as we can see, we can click on lists and then we have a list of the values of every single car. Another useful feature is the calculator. You can put in a car, say you're trading a Macaron and they're offering a Aperture. You can see if it's a good trade or if it's multiple stuff. Like for example, you're offering Macaron and Longhorn and they're offering Aperture and Shogun. You can see the total value of each trade and you can also see if things are duped. So as an example, let's use this banana car. Let me put that user in. As you can see, I put in the user and it doesn't come up with anything. It would highlight a certain vehicle if it was duped, but because it's not duped, it doesn't show up and it's fine, it's clean. As you can see, all these are duped. So if you see any of these usernames on a vehicle, do not trade for them. Another tip is the upgrade downgrade method. Now this method only really works with high demand cars and I'm just going to take the Proto for an example. So if you go ahead and trade the Proto, because the Proto has higher demand than the Javelin and the Javelin and Proto are the same value, just Proto has a bit higher demand. So what you can do is you can say trading Proto for Javelin and 1 mil vehicle, then you could do that trade and then you could find people to trade that Javelin straight back for a Proto because they're the same value and then you've effectively just made a free 1 mil vehicle. Then you just continuously do that and then trade those 1 mil vehicles levels for other limiteds. The reason why this only works with high demand cars is so you can get decent overpay for them, because obviously low demand cars, it's going to be really, really hard to get any sort of overpay. Next tip, if you notice a car is rising in value, make sure to trade for it straight away. This is only really if it has a pattern of rising. If it rises by a tiny bit once, you probably shouldn't get it. But if it's continuously rising, like the Power 1 right now, I would recommend getting it, because you could make some serious profit off that by waiting for it to rise and then trading it away when it's really high value. Anyway, this next tip might be the best one yet. But if you trade for, say, level 3 hyperchromes or level 4 hyperchromes, I would personally recommend level 3s. You can then level them up and gain insane profit. Like, look at this, for example. A red 3 is 30 mil, and then a red 4 is 105 mil. So you can gain insane profits. And if you do want to know how to grind that hyper very, very quickly, make sure to go watch this video right here. Anyway, that is all for today. Make sure to comment down below what you thought of these tips, which one's your favorite, and if they helped you out. And if you want to, you can go join my Discord server, link in the description. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.